Hi, old beaver! Away!
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Critscast. Tonight we have a very special UGC lineup for you as we go into the 6th week of the 25th season. So many seasons, here we are, still strong. Tonight we're going to be seeing Art of Throwing match up against Xenon, a very long-standing Highlander team. It's been slowly working their way up the ranks, so hopefully we're going to be seeing them improve even further. Art of Throwing as well, been playing for a few seasons in the UGC league. Haven't really touched the TF2 one, but both two strong teams coming back again. And this is going to be on Koth Lakeside. My name is Chando, and I am joined by Wiethoofd on Productions, and Domaytoe is joining me in the casting booth. Domaytoe, how are you on this fine evening?
I'm very fine on this fine evening, but apparently it's a mediocre map once again, and that means we are into UGC as you officially proclaimed. I am happy to cast UGC because it's a very, very fun league, and we have two teams I am quite aware of because it feels like yesterday when I when I swear word carry to the one team and on Swiftwater or something. It felt like yesterday. It's probably like 3 seasons ago, just as you said, like the times are going by just so super fast. Lakeside, interesting map. UGC, interesting league, and we are getting the players on the server already. So, first of all, what's your opinion as a former heavy main, or maybe you still play heavy, chando? Probably still looking for a team. I think I saw a rank post, so someone pick up chando right now, but as a heavy main on this amazing sniper sideline map, and there we go. You go down a roster then after you say how you love this map, and that's your pick. You know how the procedure is.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I love this map. Honestly, this is one of my favourite Koth maps for Highlander, to be quite honest with you. Maybe that's a controversial view, but I just really, really like this map. I think it's just absolutely leagues ahead of Product, which seems to be the favourite. But predictions, I mean, we're basically going to have to take different sides to make this interesting. So I reckon I'm going to go with Xenon. I like Foz. I like Foz a lot. He's very, very, very good at Copenhagen games in March. And just for that, probably for that reason alone, I'm probably going to have to say Xenon here, because of my love for that soldier main there. Domaytoe, so I assume you're going to be
what
taking...
Do you have?
Huh?
I will save you with Foz. What do you have?
I have... Actually, I might have one. I might have one creeping around somewhere. I might have. I hope I did, because that would have been a huge opportunity wasted to get a selfie with the Highlander extraordinaire that is Foz. Unfortunately, that's about the only person I think that is here from LAN. But it's probably more than enough. He's such a star player, such a good boy.
Lander just go down the roster quickly so we can get these Lander just. I can already say like Xenon. Kind of old school team. There are a lot of old school players on that, so just quickly introduce us.
Right, you are. So we've got on Scout, we've got Chemo. Been playing with Xenon as long as I've been playing Highlander. Foz on Soldier, Jedi Flamemaster on Pyro. Piney is going to be stepping in on Demo Man. Not a class you see him on every day, but I reckon he'll slam. Pendulum on Heavy, Hirik on Engineer, Mr. British on Medic, Deity on Sniper, and Leonio on Spy, but we were already straight in. I didn't really have enough time to go through the other one, but we're starting things off with Swanee getting that frag onto Kirik. Foz going down along with Chemo, looking pretty strong so far for Art of Throwing, who are on the blue team. Gonna have a bit of space here to push this up. Barnet, whoever that may be, he's gonna go down actually. Swanee's gonna pick off Deity there. That's a great pick, taking down that sniper, and they're gonna storm straight onto the point. Ollie does get fragged down by Pendulum, as does Sis. So Pendulum actually doing quite a lot of work in that post mid-fight, but the damage has been done, and they are going to take this. But as I say that, back come on Xenon here, and they're just going to retake it. So back and forth so far, Domaytoe.
Well, this mid-fight was basically, you said Piney, interesting choice on Demo Man. He was way slower than Swanee. He took a pipe and was slower, and then he actually survived that. And then Foz jumped in, initiated really good, got so much damage on the combo, almost got Piney as well, got the heavy down, and then they could just rush over the point. But they ran quick enough with the kills Then Foss respawned, initiated again, and the spy went onto the red combo, which then died. Then they recapped, and then blue died. So this is basically what happened in the first like 10 seconds or something. So hello to Lakeside. Pendulum goes down. Right now they're fighting towards this point here again. They're not really getting a lot of cap time on the red side. But it is hardly contested right now as Chemo goes down, but they get a lot of picks there behind the point just with this coordinated aggression. They still have 30 to 40% advantage chando, so they're still holding on to this really good.
Absolutely, they're going to choose to use it here. They might be able to find the medic. Actually, they do. Mr. British with the arrow. Medic on medic action here. Takes him down. Sis as well was going to lose to the Pyro 1v1. And so far, Xenon are holding onto this quite well. They've already knocked down a minute here. And looking very comfortable as Mr. British now comes into about a 15% Uber advantage, which is plenty when you're already on the point here. Just playing that passive role at the moment. You've got Deity playing on the totem pole, I guess you could call it. Just a very passive setup at the moment, but it's kind of working for them. Pendulum finding Basketball Billy 1999, whoever that might be. We're just going to keep calling that for now. And yeah, maybe a little bit more aggression should be good from them. They are getting caught out a little bit as gets fragged by Ollie. In fact, that's another LAN hero that we may have missed there, so big ups to Ollie. But yeah, they are slowly taking this as Chemo goes down as well. Barnet goes in for that bomb there but gets completely shut down. Pendulum, Basketball Billy as well, getting fragged off by Foz on that 4K. They're still not really contesting the point. The Uber is used and takes down Pigman, and they find the Pyro. Sis is now there. Nice bomb by Piney. Gets one frag onto Sebastiani. Is that going to be enough? Yes, it is. Followed up by the Spy. And really nice bomb there by Piney. Some good aggression, and what a great player.
Poor guy, Sebastian. At this point, as a proven LAN medic main, I would completely blame my team alphabetically for dying there, because he survived for so long and the Spy still got him. There's just so much aggression, like really, I don't know why Piney is not going down. Like this damage from Foss and from who is that, Barnet and Swanee is just going onto them, but they're kind of not dying. It's like really weak people all the time on the red, on Xenon that is, but they're just not dying. And right now they're just getting cleaned up by Fire, who gets a 2k, and Swanee just cleans up people on the flank. But honestly, it is like they almost play synced, because this is how you play like Lakeside, like the combos and stuff. Only difference I see so far is that map room is only contested by Xenon with Foss. Right now there comes the Uber though, finally, first Uber, and Sebastian goes down again. I mean, I think it was, I don't know if it's actually the first Uber in this entire game, but at least Sebastian didn't get a single Uber in this, but they're kind of recapping this really easy wrap-up. Probably for them if Blue Scout doesn't have something to say about this. Finally, there's a Pyro, he's an overpowered class on the point, and they're going to cap this out. So I can quickly just point out, hello, Jedi Flame Master, as he's taunting on the point, the Pyro MG got. And before the game, I saw that he had very weird text, and I just want to say as a fun fact, whenever Nigeria plays against Germany, Germany is always first, so it doesn't have a very interesting accounting to the names, you know. But there we go, second mid-fight in chando, just as a quick fact.
Alright, and as we go into that second mid-fight, Piney's the first to fall. Nice headshot there by Ollie, and then he finds Jedi Flame Master as well as Pigman picks up Chemo. 3 down now, not looking good for Xenon this time. Might have to back this up again, but they were re-engaging a lot in the first round, so we might be seeing that again. And actually, Foz falls along with Pendulum, and that crits comes out for Sebastian there. So we've got to watch out for that. I don't know if they know about it, but it's gone in their favour thus far as they storm onto the point, only losing Swanee in the process there. The respawns are coming in now for Xenon. They're pushing up on that right side a little bit there. Chemo gets body shotted by Ollie. And that's going to slow things down a little bit for them as he finds Jedi Flame Master really turning up in the second round as Fire finds Deity and that all-important sniper for Xenon. Now they're really not in a great position, but the Uber is used. They don't have to worry about a counter Uber as that crit comes out, and it's not going to be very effective at all there. Leonio finding Ollie, but Chemo and Foz going down. They didn't really touch the combo very well there. And now that counter push comes in, and Pigman's going to find those frags.
They were not on the same wavelength there. The blue team wasn't on the same wavelength. They could have crits onto them when they pushed out of main. So it was kind of almost really clutch there, but they still got the frags because the combo didn't move in together and didn't get enough aggression and damage on the blue combo. But even though like they had an Uber, you know, like crits like 3 times or something, whatever the multiplicator is, like 0 is still 0, as the mass with kids know, as Foss gets bit denied there. But yeah, honestly, it was kind of still, like, they didn't play to their advantages of the mediguns, but it still favored the blue team, as they have now chando an 80% advantage, so the sides have basically swapped, as the red team, Xenon, didn't even touch the point yet in this round.
No, not quite here. And as we can see, Art of Throwing playing it really well, but nice pipe there by Piney. Finds Sebastian. That might change everything though. Now the aggression's coming in a little bit. Pendulum finding Swanee. Karik did go down, but they're going to keep Storm. What's the point? Their spans on the backlines. Finds two nice neat shots onto Pendulum. Piney going down as well. Pigman on that 3k finds Chemo 2. And that counter aggression from Art of Throwing, that spans as well, just running in from pool room. There's no real flank to Xenon. In fact, no one's really playing pool room at all. It's been completely neglected by both teams, but Span's really utilising the opportunity, doing a really good job as Pigman finds the 5th, getting Jedi Flamemaster, and finally gets picked off by Kiri. But what an absolute heavy god there. They're going to be able to recapture this point. It's just Pendulum now. His medic finally coming in a little bit. I think they have that Uber. Yes, they do. They want to be using it aggressively by the looks of things here. Want to take it in on Scout, and Fire just finds the back of the heavy weapons guy before he can get flashed there. So that's such an appalling Uber. Actually, that is horrific there, Domaytoe, don't you think?
Well, if you drop your heavy after the spy being caught for like 10 seconds or something, it's not. Sorry, it's not the medic's fault. That was an awful lot approach. Other way around, if the heavy doesn't turn around after the comp basically came in. But there we go, a lot of frags once again. You said nobody abuses map room. That's complete. Sorry, pool room. Pool room. Only Foss did that before, and the flank of the blue team actually turned around a lot of fights in this round already. Like, they are playing from the pillar and from the obelisk, and even if their combo gets wiped, they still commit after that, and since it's a flank on a kind of very open map, they still do get the picks, and right now the pick classes are getting the openings again as Piney actually goes down to Spans, and there's a huge jump in as the crits actually popped. There we go. Successful crits, I would say. Chando, what is your comment on that one?
Oh, I have to agree there. They got so many frags, including Mr. British as well. Probably most importantly, also finding Pendulum and Kiri and Chemo as well. And they're going to be able to take this so easily, holding it very, very well. Got a much more aggressive playstyle coming out of Art of Throwing than you saw on the Xenon hold. But I think it's working in their favour, to be honest here. Span's just playing so aggressive, but he finds Piney. Still alive, actually. He can't seem to find the last shot onto him, and he gets out. Oh, he gets out almost.
I was just about to say, prime example of please spam the med. Like, oh, there's Pyro on the medic here close. They're really weak. Yeah, they won't get this because they kind of overcommitted out from the same side, and even though they got the pick advantage after that, it still didn't favor them because they just took so much damage on the low ground before. So it's a 1-1, and both medics now opt for the crit streak, as it definitely favored blue team before, kind of Out of Throwing, just throwing the crit streaks at the enemy team, as both demos are completely equal here, Chando, on the third mid fight.
Absolutely, yeah. Piney taking an early pipe there, had to back into pool room, and that's going to loosen a lot of damage opportunity. Deity finding Sis there, but Ollie finding Deity in return, and Fire butter knifing Piney back into the respawn queue there, but overall going in favour of Art of Throwing once again. They've been really dominating these mid fights here. I think they've won every single one so far, other than the first round where Xenon were able to sort of re-push it back a little bit. Ollie getting that headshot onto Kirik. Sis finding Leonio. It's a very, very good push there. Raw aggression. That early damage work from Swanee taking down Piney was just phenomenal there. I think that opened up a lot of possibilities. Piney was basically out of the fight for that entire mid game. Maybe playing a little bit too aggressive here as Ollie picks up Pendulum. That's going to slow things down big time for the combo. Spans does get taken down, but what difference is that going to make? Those crits still coming out now, and he does find Mr. British. So good sticky placement there from Swanee. The frags are coming in favour of Xenon nonetheless. Piney on that 3k doing tons of work with the Iron Bomber there. And yeah, just really good aggression. They're going to be able to retake this.
I like how Jedi Flamemaster just tried to out MGE a NGS. Okay, Barnett, as the very angry face he puts after his name, just jumps Mr. British, and probably Mr. British has a very angry face after that one. He was essentially camping the teleporter, apparently, that the red medic took there, and now there's 40% crits advantage as he actually rage uber switches right now, Mr. British that is. There are a lot of frags exchanging, but this is basically a free point for the blue team right now. The combo really has to watch out here that they don't get picked off from the side of Xenon, because they're so close. They can get punished so heavily. I don't know why they're staying in. Piny's even peed on, and there goes Pendulum Piny. Mr. British has to get out, but there is fire on the hunt. He gets flamed down though by MGE God, Jedi Flame Master, who spent more hours on MGE than literally everyone else has total playtime in the server combined. But apparently Out of Throwing are taking the lead time-wise once again. But yeah, it's now crit streak against Medigun used by Mr. British.
I think that's a sensible decision. Fighting Chris is a little bit, in my opinion. And Leonia picking up Swanee for some ability to push here. So Chris Engie is all they're left with. Can they do it?
Walks forward. The European Sigafu with the help of the Pyro, and they clean these people up and they just crush them once again. You see, like before, when they used the crits, as actually Sebastian went down, which isn't the best thing in the world considering a 70-second respawn wave, but they still got the frags and they're just so heavily in the favor, the time just favors them so heavily. When they had the crits before, they got the medic, but the other team just no-brain DM'd forward, which you can do in this game mode. But currently, Chando, you know, it's just looking so interesting again. It's just a complete U-turn.
Absolutely. Currently, good aggression now from Z. We like to see from this team. Getting some brilliant picks there. They find Barnet. Going to be able to ×3 and capture. Very, very well played. Now they're going to make this very important decision. Whether or not they're going to be taking a more aggressive approach. I think half the reason they keep losing their point here is because they're just playing so passive, and in some teams this can work, but I think you maybe need to take the fight to them in this case. Ollie's going to get that frag onto Chemo, but for the most part they're just staying out of sight here, and it's going to give Out of Throwing a good opportunity to make this push here. Foz is going to find Ollie. This might offer them some opportunity to push a little bit in. They do use that Uber as well. Jedi Flame Master taking the lead here with Piney. The denial from Sis is very strong actually. Kiri does find Barnet, and Pigman goes down, so does Fire, so that's a pretty good exchange, with the exception that Sebastian now coming into 95%, and that is on the crits, I do believe. Yes, it is. And yes, they're probably going to use this. Now they don't have to worry about any Uber charge at all.
Well, there was Piney jumping in. They have to worry about Piney, because I think he just dropped the Uber. They're still going to cap this because the rest of the team just feeds in and all die, which is basically usually what happens. Especially if you're a pick class and you drop a medic, it's like your team, we have so good advantages, let's just walk in, I'll die. They're still fighting over this point here, Foz that is, and they're actually really delaying them. It actually favors them in the end, so who would have known? Swanee gets spammed there right now by a spy who isn't even looking at him, just disrespectful. He does chase him now though, but it is getting close again to the equal times, as there was this aggression you talked about, that Xenon needed to step up, and they even have an Uber advantage against the crits right now, so they might actually look in the favor here, as they have no picks as the spy goes down, but they still have their core combo up and they still have a slight advantage. They could get aggressive if they wanted to.
I think that's exactly what they're going to do here. Uber comes out, led by Piney. He's been putting down some good damage. Sebastian is going to get picked off by a nice bomb by Foz. Pigman as well going to get found out. They're going to be able just to run this forward, and now taking that point, getting that med pick as well. Really, really good push here. Maybe not too aggressive, as Ollie gets that headshot onto Piney there. Deity getting stabbed as well. So now they've got to fall back a bit. Maybe the right choice in this situation. They don't have their Demo Man or Pepper, so they can't really afford to try and make any aggression. Maybe the two most important classes for this map. And now the counter push might be coming in here, as Sebastian, led by Swanee and Spans and Sis, all the S's coming out today. Getting some good picks in here. Ollie finding Chemo, Foz going down, Pendulum, and Mr. British most importantly. Swanee on that 4K now, getting some good frags in. Deity does find Swanee, and Pigman goes down as well. This might be the opportunity to make a push here. They've only got a few seconds left to do it as well. Jedi Flame Master taking the opportunity, going in nice and aggressive here. Very, very aggressive. The crits does come out. Someone's got to deal with that quickly. Jedi Flame Master gets found out as well by that. But they've still got to worry about. He does find a good amount of damage. Foz as well following up. Kirik on that 2K with the mini sentries. Finding this counter sentry as well there. They're going to be able to retake this. Only 15 seconds left or so. It could be very, very close this next round.
don't agree with this play. It was the risky play, and you cannot relied on. I don't know if this was a force, but as a crits force, you know, a bit questionable, and they really relied on their scout to go heavily huge there, but he kind of didn't. There's right now only heavy that they need to kill, and they should be looking in good shape. If they don't all bleed their players, which is usually what happens, but they don't. I mean, they do, but the enemy team just bleeds in way more players. It's really clutch right now, but there we go. Xenon actually wins that, which definitely favored them in the end, that kind of mid-fight. So we have a real clutch game right now. But honestly, chando, the crits kind of works out, but I just think like the crit charges itself are also really good. But it's just, you play a bit more aggressive once you have crits, as both demos are really equal once again. But I just wanted to say also, when you're wondering why this looks like quite the U-turn actually, a bit at least, that the blue fight is putting a bit part of a mid-fight on, is just this damage that I talked about from Foss and Swanee just happens to pick them up a lot more in these kind of scenarios. There we go, you see like Foss is down again, this mid-fight is a bit passive, Fire gets the pick out to Deity, they do get across the point. I'm not sure if they keep their medic alive, that could be good, but it's getting pressured a lot here. It's still really equal, like both teams had really good aggression there. There comes the crits, I'm not sure. Mr. British is still actually in, now he goes out and they might actually cap this finally, chando, or maybe not. No, that's a Pete Scout, come on, you can chase him. But yeah, still no one's mid-fight. Oh, there we go, sniper on the point. Dies. What is this mid-fight, chando? Explain to me.
Oh, it's so back and forth. Pretty unprofessional job there from Art of Throwing. That crit just was not effective in the slightest. Now Jedi Flame Master is going to punish Sebastian big time. So he just runs into him with that Pyro MGE, as we discussed before. Really, really good WM1 work. Maybe the only skillful WM1 Pyro in existence, Jedi Flame Master. He's going to actually enable Xenon to push this back, and they're going to capture the points. Very, very drawn out mid-fight there, as Ollie gets that frag onto Piney there, which might open up some possibilities for a push. No demo. It'd be difficult for Xenon to hold on to this. They lose Deity as well, maybe the two most important classes there, but they do have an Uber in their back pocket, and they do use it, but they haven't really got anyone too good to use it on. I guess Jedi Flame Master, but he's so weak and he's so caught out, but no one's trying to take him down. Finally gets picked off, as does Kirik and Pendulum. Not looking very good. What a horrific Uber charge that was, and the repush is going to be imminent, led by Spans from Art of Throwing.
They had the potential to make this work actually on the side of Xenon. I was a bit unsure why the entire Out of Throwing combo backed into lower right instead out of main, but in the end it actually was the correct decision, just based on the kind of movement from the I'm getting confused by these team names. I'm really sorry, by the red combo, because they didn't push on the right side of the point. There was only a Pyro something who wasn't even Ubered. No, sorry, Jedi Flame Master was on the left of the point, and on the right of the point was some heavy main or something. Wasn't even Ubered. Right now though, it's equal on times, so we have to see. There is 40% advantage in the crit stakes of not crit stakes, but crits stakes. As there we go, just so many frags happening again, but there's a crits still advantage, so they can make this work if they're on the right kind of wavelength here, but they're not. There comes the crits actually, really, really clutch, and he doesn't have yet 85%. They won't get the medic, but they still get kind of the cap secured and get a lot of frags, so that just enables you to get a just your potential forward. So maybe they could spot out the medic before you can push, you know. Close range headshot actually from Ollie. There we go, Pyro main down. But yeah, chando, I think they will try to repush, but the blue team should try to sniff that out early.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this push is going to be imminent here. They don't have to worry about that crits just for now. They've got to get in aggressive, though. Sebastian is playing so aggressive, and Uber does come out. Sebastian makes a really nice serve back onto his area. Basketball Billy gets taken down by the red sniper there, but Pigman doing so much work there, finds Chemo, doing a real good job of defense there. Foz getting that frag onto Pigman finally, but they are going to be able to recapture this. Sebastian was able to survive, and the crit is going to come out. Nice frag onto Pendulum then, nice frag onto Karik as well. It's going to be more than enough to try and take this. Swanee just missing the crits on that medic as well. Could have been a very, very nice push there, but it's decent nonetheless. They're not going to be able to quite hold on to this, but they could make this push happen. They have got all their players up, and as I say, that's when he gets fragged by Deity. They still want to commit to this. Mr. British and his team backing up, going to play with that Uber advantage. I think that's a good call there. But actually, no, they want to defend it. As I say that, I don't know. It's kind of risky. Still got plenty of time to redeem themselves. But they are just going to walk straight in as Piney finds Pigman, and Sis goes down as well. Just got an engineer to deal with, and Finally they deal with him. But he does find Piney. I think, yeah, he does. He finds Piney. So really nice trade by Art of Throwing. But Xenon, for now, are going to hold on to the point.
Xenon actually went aggressive. I don't know if something went wrong in their communication. They actually said, like everyone said, maybe back up, and they actually understood go aggressive as Sebastian goes down right now once again. So there might actually be a suicide wave if people are really coordinated here as the soldier comes close, gets shot by the mini sentry though. Deity goes down to Ollie, so there is a pick right now into the stakes of the sniper as just this a coordinated aggression here. There we go. Force, they actually don't lose players here, which is really good as well. They just need to kite this Pyro Uber, which they can probably do. And they can just immediately repush this with having taken the Ubers out of the equation, and they can punish them here because the spawns are not yet in. I don't know why why does the soldier focus a Pyro over a medic? And the medic now actually, okay, he was only playing with his food, Barnet did this, and now they're actually spawn camping this tele and just kill Piney who just took it, but I think he actually took a player with him or something. Mr. British goes down once, no, sorry, Sebastian goes down right now. It's just so much carnage going on, but what I wanted to say before, like Xenon actually went aggressive this time and punished the kind of split up undecisiveness aggression from Art of Throwing when they push towards the point, but right now it really is about to see what can happen with dry aggression without the U1 play chando.
Oh yeah, and this dry aggression is really coming out once again as they just Xenon walking straight through, but Fire finds the back of Mr. British, and Sis now getting so much damage out from that Pyroclass, followed up by Pigman. They're going to be able to hold off that Xenon aggression. Only 2 up now. Jedi Flamemaster is so weak. Can someone deal with him as well? Probably. And there's only 10 seconds left, so they should be able to hold on to this quite well. And they're going to be the last-ditch efforts now as Piney comes in, doing quite a lot of damage, but also getting denied well by Sis there. Got to try and walk onto the point, but they're just cleaning up everyone. It's all up to Chemo. He can't get onto the point in time, and Art of Throwing going to equalize this back onto 2-2. Very, very close match so far.
That's a really nice aggression in the end of that. I don't know why they do like these kind of... Are they sometimes playing garbage, so like the good plays look even better, you know? Like this was really good aggression, why don't they always play like this? I'm a bit confused. Right now, Piney does take the upper hand here, they're actually forcing them on the low ground, but Chemo gets picked off, which is really important because Scout's actually important on this map. Pigman gets picked man, and Ollie also goes down to Deity, who gets revenge on the sniper. I go to the sniper, we'll sniper fight a bit later and get analytical about that as Foss jumps in. There is a spike just forcing them out here. Swanee got P'd on and Sebastian is a bit passive, so that just enables the red team to walk aggressive. Almost what the heck was this blue balling from the engineer Kirek there? He key-wrecked the soldier out of the air before his demoman could air pipe him down. But you know, just this aggression again kind of had them on the low ground as there we go. Fire though gets the pick onto Mr. Bridge, a drop as well. There is the sizzling and you go down, man. Now the Uber is completely into play and they might actually, they can retake this, but the red team will try to force this Uber out as soon as they can.
Absolutely. Hey, you can see this high bombing from Foz finding Sebastian actually. Despite all odds, I did not expect that to work, but he finds the drop. Really well played there by Foz. Just what Xenon needed, but Fire almost finding Mr. British, almost finding Pendulum, but does get caught out just in time. They're Piney now regrouping as well. Someone's got to deal with spans, and it's going to be Deity with the Bushwhacker or whatever, which one it is. And very nicely done there. And yeah, this repush must be imminent now. Piney wasting no time. He absolutely parades onto the point there. Finding Sis, Barnet as well getting fragged. 2. They're going to be able to take this. Got to play a little bit more aggressive here now. Foz is the man for the job though. Jumping straight in. That nice little hidey hole on that box. But unfortunately the enemy team went the wrong way. So it's going to have to jump over there.
Oh no!
And he's just going to die. Oh well, nice attempt. Maybe someone's listening to me saying go more aggressive, but they are going to back up a little bit and heal up. It's just Piney putting out some damage, and Ollie playing so aggressive, finds kick. No one was there to deal with him. Just walked straight onto the point and found a nice tasty little headshot, but Leonio finding the back of Sebastian is going to make things much harder for Art of Throwing now. They want to keep this aggression up anyway. Swanee very weak, gets found out by Piney.
Why? Like I was just about to say, they're playing around their demoman really good, but as I was about to say that, which was when Swanee just went forward and got picked by a scout, and now he gets picked by the demoman once again. So they actually played around the Demomans quite good before the blue team isn't anymore. Somehow, I don't know why. Now the red team is actually crit streak. And you know, this aggressive playstyle and playing around your Demoman just complements your Demoman so well. Like, if Joe NUFC is watching this right now, he has some tears in his eyes because they're playing around them really good. There's denial again on the soldier. Bonnet is really weak behind this point. Leonio gets picked by Sebastian in the back, and they're getting aggressive here with the crits. They're actually not using them, which is kind of so okay.
Why?
Yeah, maybe your
Why did you not use that? Oh, that was so atrocious there. You should have popped that off nice and quickly, tried to find the medic. But they got that level 3 though, which is their saving grace, I suppose. It's going to be really good on the defense there. But they're going to have to deal with it soon, and they might be able to make quick work of this because they just more or less wiped the entire combo of Xenon and made it so easy for a repush there. Really nicely done. Such a failed crit streak. Maybe Mr. British just needs to stick with those Ubers because, I mean, they're not the best, but I mean, they must be better than these crit streaks because we have not seen a single successful one come out from Mr. British so far here. Leonio finding that double stab, finding the assist, and Swanee nicely done there and actually forces the Uber out. That's Piney there, but it's no good. Mr. British gets caught off by Spans and Pigman takes down Flame Master. Nicely done on the counterfight there. Spans, Basketball Billy, and Pigman all going down. They might be able to make the repush here happen. Piney and his engineer just so aggressive. Ollie does find the scout chemo, but they are going to walk straight onto this point. Good random, aggression. I think it really pays off on this kind of map here. They lost their medic, but they just said, to hell with it. Let's just storm forward, and it wouldn't have favoured this time. Nice stab by Sebastian as well, making things even easier. Ollie down 2. Maybe this is their chance to finally get a bit more aggressive. Will they do it? Probably not. Man can dream.
Well, I mean, to be quite fair, like as a medic, man, it's so painful to watch. It's like your entire team walks past the spy and then you get backstabbed and probably screamed at, even though the least one of the faults it is yours, because it's your team's fault. There we go, but there comes the aggression forward once again. No Ubers into play, which we saw before, definitely did favor Xenon, but there we go. Ollie actually kills Piney. Foss is high up in the air. He might actually get something, because the medic is Peter. Oh no, he actually got dealt with. That was really clutch, and they might get wiped here. No, please, the spy just stays cloaked and completely inhibits that from being a full wipe, There we go,
maybe
now
not.
you can die.
There he goes.
Yeah, because you tried to trick step or some, I don't know, bull. I can't actually say this word without swearing, I just noticed, even if I use synonyms. But yeah, I mean, they do take the point once again, chando, and they have Uber advantage, so even though the time doesn't favor them, maybe that decision making can right now. Oh no, they're actually getting a suicide wave in here because they have the time to do this, but it was Piney alone. Foss comes in now, but they're just all squandering in one by one. Spy as well, but gets dealt with. So this suicide wave was built on coordination and it didn't work. Chano, what does this say about these gamers?
It's just such bad timing there, and as you say, coordination, a lack of synergy on a bomb there. I mean, I know bombs aren't probably quite as common in a Koth match, especially in Highlander, but nonetheless you'd think this would happen. But Sebastian does get dropped by Piney. They didn't even need to make the bomb for that. That's just Piney's brilliant pipes on this map, and Swanee getting picked off as well. Now that Uber comes out, they don't have to worry about the counter at all. They're going to storm straight back onto the points here with 4 seconds left. It's more than doable. If someone could just deal with that mini sentry, for the love of God. There we go. And chemo, Piney doing so much work. It's just up to that engineer now. Piney finds him too, and an absolute rampage now. And there they are going to 3-2. That is the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. As you may or may not know, UGC is 2 halves, first to 4. So it will be the decider now for what's their face?
It is time.
That's the one.
It is half time, but they're instantly readying up, so I have to be really quick here because these players don't have respect for anyone. So I go down my obvious prediction, who has to pull a comeback now, and this is definitely the position I want to be in because comebacks are amazing. Spencer's on the scout class, Bonnet, angry face, probably fake nicking. What are you doing? You can do this in UGC. I don't judge. It's terrible league. On this soldier class, then Sis on the pyro class. Big jump in there from Foss.
Huge.
Hello, I wanted to run down a roster. Can you please get out of the enemy team? Then Pigman on the heavy class. Basketball Billy, who is the German engineer Pyro or Pyro on the engineer class. Swanee, who dies right now to a headshot. What do you do on a sniper sideline map? Basic map. It's basically sniper sideline. There we go, Sebastian on the medic class, Ollie on sniper, and Fire on spy, as there are spawn camping. I heard, Chando, what is happening there? Or teleporter camping.
Well, what's happening? Jedi Flame Master again, that nice 2k there. Thank you for that little roster rundown, although I feel like our viewers may have been able to work out who was playing what by the last half an hour that they've just been watching. But nonetheless, I appreciate the enthusiasm there as the raw aggression coming back in from Xenon as we've started to see in these later rounds. Very nice there. And they are going to recapture the point now. Kirik, a little weak there. He's going to have to back out, as is Piney. He's going to get a nice buff. He wants to go forward, though. I like to see this. He finds one pipe in, so he gets demolished by Barnet there. Now it's up to the Art of Throwing combo, pushing up on that left side there, getting it nice and deep. No one even saw them coming. And Pendulum and Jedi Flame Master both going down to Pigman. Kirik down as well. Pigman's so aggressive. They're going to storm onto the point there. And very nicely done indeed. That's that kind of aggression that we like to see here. Just really going for it. There's nothing to lose in that situation, I suppose. And Sebastian and Mr. British put that Uber now. So it's going to be a case of seeing, will Xenon take that, try go for that bomb, because we saw last time. It didn't really work the first time too well. But there are lots of stabs coming out, both from Leonio and Fire at the moment here, as Xenon pushing up on that right flank, trying to get some time on point here. It's going to be up to Chemo, who's actually doing quite a lot of work here, but he's going to have to back up a little bit. The Uber comes out onto Chemo and Pendulum. Not the best of Ubers. The counter comes out, and Mr. British is so not in a good position at all, but no one seems to be dealing with him at all as that Uber fades, and Pigman, he does find Jedi Flame Master, but
oh Lord.
Sebastian, though, actually going down. That's going to change everything.
Considering that they got the red team only pushed because they got the entire enemy like 1/3 down, like 3 players down, just because a sniper class exists, a spy class exists, and the enemy soldier just knew it wasn't worth it anymore and killed himself with his own rocket. So they pushed across this point. You can say these 3 players just died to bait them into their Uber because they stand passive, and then they Ubered really aggressively there on the side of Xenon, and then they just got caught completely by the repush from the Uber, which was way better. But I don't know, like Sebastian is just dying so incredibly much on this map. I mean, it can't all be his fault. It can basically be the comp's fault, and maybe they're not speaking the same language. But in the end, you know, chando, it's just 100% advantage once again. They still have time to make this work, maybe with the suicide wave once again, and maybe they can do better than Xenon. But, or maybe just strike aggression by the demo man. But I don't know, Sebastian is just dying way too much, but they get so many frags here. What is happening, chando?
Yeah, finding so many. They find Mr. British as well. Sebastian now going to have a huge Uber advantage to work with. Those spawns just coming in. They're going to have to work out something to make this work here. Maybe some just a random push here might work in their favour. Piney does go down pretty much immediately. They're now playing so aggressive. They find Mr. British again. Spans on that back line. Such a good job there by him. He's really slowing down the game for Xenon here, but they want to commit to this push. Foz with a huge bomb gets onto the back lines of Art of Throwing. And now, for the first time, we're seeing a combo holding in pool room, which you see sometimes quite a lot, but this is the first time on this particular match here, and then they're just playing it nice and safe. They want to keep Sebastian alive. They know that Foz is always trying to find him out. They know that he's pretty much a bullet and rocket magnet at the moment, so maybe holding this pool room's a good bet for him as Ollie picks off Pendulum, again slowing down the game for Xenon. With only 30 seconds left as well, they are very comfortable at the moment to make this comeback. Chemo does pick off Fire here, and now they're going to start playing the point a little bit. Kirik leading that charge, Barnet trying to go for that bomb, and now, yeah, they want to keep this going, and I admire that. They've only got 15 seconds left. They have to make something work soon, and no Foz is going to make this very difficult. Just got to commit to it. Sebastian's also got that Uber, which they could just use out at any time. They really need to think about going out with that now. I imagine they will. Here they go.
Yeah, the thing is, okay, it could be massively better, yeah, especially if Mr. British just dies there to this aggression once again, wonderfully seen. There we go. This is why I run down their roster, not channel, because they can feel the vibes through the internet, so I can get my comeback, which I was rooting for. But it was kind of like the flank was telling as they went through right side and not across the point. It was like, oh, hello, combo, we actually discovered this entirely new kind of room there, which is pool room, so maybe just hold into that as Leonio gets double piped while being invisible. I would request demos after that, but UGC won't allow this because it's terrible league. But no, they just stayed in the pool room, so Sebastian couldn't get sniped anymore, you know, and it worked out for them because he just went down to the sniper so often. But you're protected from walls in a room. They're right now really fighting towards this point, but it definitely favored them again taking this pool room because they just have so much protection and the enemy combo doesn't know how to deal with it.
No, absolutely. It's a good change up of strategy there, especially for Sebastian, as you said. And the Uber is going to come out. Sebastian almost having his, just going to fall back and wait for that 100%. And there it is. They counter in very nicely. They did lose Ollie and Pigman, but Sebastian's kind of by himself. Finally finds his engineer. Jedi Flamemaster, very weak, finally goes down as well, along with Mr. British, more importantly. And we went down to Spans. Good aggression by the Portuguese scout there. And now, Art of Throwing, easy retake, or I should just say easy hold, as they capture this. And they're going to be holding, well, I say maybe not for long at all, because Sebastian did actually go down, not really too sure.
It was to the sniper.
It was to the sniper.
It's always a body shot. What a noob. And I wanted to say that before, but this knocked after that just instantly headshot the demo man to kind of make up for that. To make me sound a bit kind of stupid, and that is Piney walks into that, just picks up two players, Sis and Pigman. Didn't really matter, but looks nice on the locks, you know. But in essence, what I wanted to say, this time they actually rotated nicely after the sniper got a low-key, very low-skill frag on the medic, but you know, it works. He just gets these body shots into Sebastian all the time. It's kind of still favors nobody actually time-wise, and there's still a slight advantage in the hands of the red team, but just this aggression once again, chando, walking across the point.
Absolutely, and it seems so working in their favour now as they just instantly recapture it there. They're going to be rotating maybe into pool room if Swanee is willing. There we go, they're finally going to start getting some time in there. Foz was in there and he instantly gets gunned down by Basketball Billy, 99. However, Spans and Pigman both going down, and now Xenon just playing that point. They're going to have to try and force a rotation from Art of Throwing Ross combo here. And they're not really willing to do that, and instantly the point is just lost. And now that Uber comes out, Mr. British, where is he? He's playing it safe. He's rotating into pool room here, just completely duped them big time as Piney now and him are just playing it very, very safely. But he gets sandwiched big time with Sis and Pigman.
Sis is amazing.
That
Sis
was
just
incredible.
Sis reflected two stickies and a basketball before they pushed in, so there was literally no damage going onto his combo before the Uber went down, which is really good before an Uber fight. Then he separated the heavy, got Ubered, klopped him down with a power jack or something, and then the scout committed to his demo, which is a fair play, like on his demo, you know. So the scout didn't protect the medic anymore, who was alone in pool room on the side of Xenon, so Sis just went in there and just killed him. Pyro, once again, he just reflected that once again, and Mr. British dies somewhere, so they're actually doing good, but Sebastian...
Just got randomly piped by Swanee in pool room there, and Barnet now just absolutely turning up big time, finds Piney, Spans on the follow-up, gets Foz as well. This is looking dreadful for Xenon, and I think you're right, the comeback is happening. Pendulum does completely fist Spans back into the respawn queue there, and so he does get found out himself along with Piney. Barnet really, really turning up big time now. Swanee on that aggressive stance from pool room, and now we see as soon as they started utilising that pool area, they were just completely changing the flow of the game here. There's so much more opportunity for aggression and defense, quick and easy rotates without the fear of their medic getting demolished, which seemed to be happening quite a lot, and now it seems Mr. British is the one getting consistently fragged here. However, Leonio finding Pigman and Sis and Deity going down. So it's pretty back and forth frags here, but for the most part, not looking great at all for Xenon here, and you just can see the Art of Throwing's flank especially just really, really turning up, so aggressive. Barnet basically always playing on the enemy side there, so really, really well done, but they are going to have to maybe back up a little bit here. They're just still playing that pool room area, and you can't blame them, it's really working.
I think Barnet is a madman. I hope this was the correct joke, because what Wiet told me before is his real nickname. Yes, as I get the confirmation. Amazing. They are on crits actually right now, and they get Mr. British and Kimo once again. I think they tried to get aggressive onto them. Purum Piney just gets completely laser beamed down there. There's only Foss up. Actually, the spies were good coordination there. I don't know if intentional or not, because they had to make this work anyway, because there was so few time. But Sis is still alive, and as we have seen, Sis is kind of the carry. He needs to escort his medic out. No, please body block. There we go. And no, Sebastian, go out. Don't get body shot once again. Just regroup with your team, because you have like 2 minutes, Okay, he dies to a body shot again. Ah, my god. They can repush this straight away though, because people bleed on a low ground and they might actually cap this off. Hello, my prediction will win. No, it's actually still clutch, but it definitely favors them in the long term and the short term fight, as they're just getting across this point. This is so much carnage going on, but it favors them if they go on this point right now. Come on, Pendulum, walk forward. It's only an engineer. There we go, and they do cap this. So my prediction won. Easy game.
There we go. I don't know about easy game. I mean, that was pretty much as close as I think it can get there. Really back and forth, but as you did predict a comeback, I'll give it to you, Domaytoe. I'll give it to you, and your predictions were right. And yeah, very nicely done there. 2 Art of Throwing, clutching it back from a 3-2 to a victory there. So
we went all 7 rounds. So
we did indeed.
We said hypothetically, how long could Lakeside be played before the game if it went all the rounds, and then kind of some
however long it's been.
Yeah, whenever does that happen? Whenever our teams equal, maybe in an interesting league that is, but yeah, it's kind of 7 rounds, and it was actually quite clutch as well. I don't know if we have combined locks. Beep is not in this live anymore, not yet. So chando, maybe they will do that afterwards, but I can also talk about this without locks, honestly, because I still have some points to cover. But before I say that, you can maybe say something that you noticed before, as I'm still waiting for combined locks, so maybe.
So I think we will have the first half logs up on the screen very shortly here. So let's have a quick gander at those.
Before you go into this, what I wanted to say, which was really important, was playstyle of Foss, which we didn't mention that much. Foss in the first 1/3 of the first half just bombed the sniper. Oh no, sorry, other way around. I think he bombed. He bombed the sniper. Then after that, he bombed the medic, which was kind of the more correct play. But after that, Sebastian just died to body shots all the time, so he bombed the sniper again. And the sniper, I haven't looked at this, but Ollie, I think, was getting a bit more done than Deity, but only because they played more aggressive more often than the other team. It's just an indicator, if your sniper does a lot on this map, that he just gets a lot of room when they get aggressive. So this was kind of, you can already see, just look how Foss played, and then you already know how the game kind of went. But chando, there you go. You can back this off now with numbers. You're smarter.
Of course. Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, yeah. Pigman, I saw him frag quite a lot, getting just a very, very good amount of frags there, 35 to 26.
He's the Pigman.
He is the Pigman, exactly. Never really heard of him before either, so well played. No name to absolute hero. In one match, so really nicely done there by him. Piney as well, I kind of expected good things from Piney, getting again 35 frags, joint top, decent damage at 533, not quite as much as Swannies though on 553, and only getting 5 frags less, and also dying a bit less as well. So overall, I think Swannies performance maybe topped it a little bit, especially when you consider how well Ramos seemed to be following up. So the combo combined frags was just much higher, and just really good damage from them. We've also got Spans as well, who I think turned up more in the second half. This is especially the first half, but even then he's doing a very, very good job even in the first half, as is Chemo actually, just getting the slightly more damage output in that first half there, but dying so much on 32. And now we'll have a quick look at the second half as well. And yeah, as predicted, just huge plays. Once again from Man actually, 20-7, just colossal frags, way ahead of the rest of the players there. With a nice amount of headshots, and you compare those headshots to Deity as well, with 5 headshots, 11 frags, so many body shots, and then only getting more headshots than frags there. So I mean, yeah, that you can see the performance there, and you can see the damage difference as well. Almost 175 or so DPM higher than his counter sniper there. You also, as I said, Spans was doing a lot of work. I saw him getting a lot of frags. A lot of them on the medic as well. If I have a quick scroll down, I reckon most of them will be on the medic actually. Oh, only 2, but still pretty good considering his positioning there. The flank in general in that second half doing a lot. Barnet, 14-8, so same frags as Ollie as well, and Swanee as well, 14-6 with huge damage output. Not as much as Piney. Actually, Piney turned up on the damage a little bit more, going 12-12. Maybe just quickly looking at the med logs before we wrap this up, though. I think that Ian playing that pool room much stronger, as he died 4 times less in the last 2 rounds there. Getting 2 frags in himself, just playing very safe. And Foz really started tilting towards the end. I really bigged him up big time, but 3-13, maybe not what you want from a absolutely astounding land-proven soldier, but Lakeside can be a tough one. So maybe just an off game there. But,
not for soldier though, but you're too nice once again. Yeah. As I want to say, Pigman is apparently Irish. I was trying to figure out this was a fake, so I'm pretty sure this is a fake Nick account from Beep who got revived. Nobody else is so good at heavy. But yeah, thanks for this rundown of the players who did stuff. I also want to point out, just to spice, 14 picks and against 13 picks on the sniper, so it was just so equal. Combo fight was a bit more refined for the blue team, but yeah, there we go. I think this was quite good analysis, honestly. Finally, first time, even though I didn't listen a lot to this because it's logs, but still, chando.
I mean, overall, really well played there. Very nicely done by both teams. Very close. You can tell by those logs just overall that there was no one particularly failing so much, especially in that first half where we did end up at 3-2. Every single player getting like above 15 frags, which is really nice to see, and being a lot of close frags there. Both teams showing some really big players and some not so much. But overall, I think we are going to have to wrap this up. So, Domaytoe, thank you ever so much. It's been a pleasure to cast as usual. And big shout out to Wiethoofd on Productions doing all the work and getting none of the praise there. So big shout out to him. But thank you, perhaps most of all, thank you to you guys for watching us. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's match. Tune in next week for week 7. The UGC. Not sure what those maps are, but that will come as a nice little surprise for you guys anyway. Thank you very much. Take care.